వ్యూవర్స్ ఈ వీడియోలు మిస్ కాకుండా ఉండాలి అంటే మీరు సబ్స్క్రైబ్ బటన్ని ప్రెస్ చేయండి, పక్కనే ఉన్న బెల్ ఐకాన్ని యాక్టివేట్ చేసుకోండి.
Hi students, welcome to online classes, intermediate, first year, English medium. Dear students, we are discussing the second unit. So in the second unit, indifference curve analysis we are discussing. In this video, how a consumer will be equilibrium with the help of indifference curve. Okay, how a consumer will be equilibrium with the help of indifference curve. So when we going to analyze that concept, before we say about the few words about the ordinal utility. Let me say first of all, ordinal utility. What is the ordinal? Already I explained the previous videos, but only the few words about this ordinal. Here tea is there and coffee is there. Tea and coffee, the two are goods. Suppose cinema A and cinema B, these are services. These are goods and these are services. Okay, here when you take the tea, how much satisfaction you can derive? After taking the tea, how much satisfaction you can derive? But actually we can get some satisfaction, but that satisfaction we can't measure. When you take coffee, how much satisfaction you can derive? No one can measure. Okay, but ordinal utility, according to ordinal utility, the coffee will give us more satisfaction than tea. Coffee gives us more satisfaction than tea. So when we comparison between one commodity to another commodity, what is the comparison? The satisfaction comparison, the deriving satisfaction from the goods and services, that can be comparison between one to another commodity is called ordinal. The tea will give us satisfaction. The coffee will give us satisfaction. How much satisfaction we are getting? It's a comparison between two tea and coffee. So when we want to comparison in between, there should be need to two more commodities or two more services are there. Should be need. Two more services to be need. So ordinal utility is a comparison between one commodity to another commodity is called ordinal utility. Cardinal is numerical values. We can measure in terms of numbers are called cardinal. But ordinal will not measure in terms of numericals. It's a comparison between one to another commodity. For example, this is a line, namely A. The line is A. Is this long or short? The line, is this long or short? I can say this is a long. This is long line. The length is very large. But how can we say when we draw the another line, it can be analyzed. It can be, we can imagine which is a large or short. Suppose I can draw the short, it will be large. I can draw the long line, it will be short. So when we analyze this A, we have to need to comparison the another one. For example, this is B, and now the A is a short, the B is long. For example, now the A is long. So when we want to analyze the particular specific goods and services, to identify the characteristics, we need two more goods. When the additional another one is there, then what is the situation, what is the characteristic, easily we can identify. Okay, so this is ordinal utility. Ordinal utility is comparison, comparable utility. The ordinal utility is also known as indifference curve. Indifference curve analysis. See, ordinary utility is also known as indifference curve analysis. So here, consumer, see here, consumer equilibrium. Consumer equilibrium. How a consumer will be equilibrium with the help of indifference curve. Okay, let us analyze it. Consumer's equilibrium. Who are called the consumer? The people who are purchase the goods, the purpose of consumption are called consumer. Or the persons who use the goods are called consumer. But what is the equilibrium? Equilibrium means constant, no changes. Equilibrium means no changes. It is a previous stage or constant stage. Okay, this is called equilibrium. For example, say here, this is the outlines of a curve. Y good. You may take X good also. Y good, and here X good. Okay. For example, this is the level of the income of the consumer. For example, 100 rupees. The income of the consumer is 100 rupees. So this is the position or this is the level, namely A. Point here B. Level of the consumer A to B. The income is 100 rupees. Okay. Then how he is going to consume is a limited income. This is IC. IC1. Satisfaction curve. This is the income level of the consumer. This is the satisfaction level of the goods and services. Okay. Then here the consumer is stay at point C. At point C. But here the satisfaction curve is low, but his income is very high. This is the income, budget income. Income is very high. So they want to change the curve which is giving the higher, they want to jump. For example, this is a IC2. Okay. And next, this is a IC3. What is the IC2? For example, consumer is here at point C. He is jump to IC2 curve. This is IC2 curve. The IC2 curve gives more satisfaction than IC1. Try to understand. IC2 gives more satisfaction than IC1. So that's why the consumer is jump C to D. The D point is at IC2. IC2 is gives more. Okay. Then he goes to the downwards here D, B, C, D, E. The E point will gives us low satisfaction, but he is not interested to stay at point E. Why? Because this is gives more and this is gives less. That's why he will not go to the at point E, and he try to jump the IC3. He will jump to IC3, but his budget is only this much. It is not possible to reach the IC3 curve. If you want to jump the IC3, the income is not supported. Why? Because the consumer has 100, for example. This much income level is there, but he is not jump to the IC3. So his attempt is failed. Why? Because he is not reached the IC3 curve. And if you want to go to the E, this is give low satisfaction. If you want to go to the up, this is also less satisfaction. Due to, as a result, the consumer will be at the point A. He is not interested to change at point D. What is the IC here? See this. This is budget, and this is a IC. See here. This is budget line. This is IC. Both are equal. The IC curve intersect at point D. What is the intersect? Intersect means each equal. The income is expenditure on the good the giving satisfaction of the good will be both are equal. IC curve touch the or tangent the at point D, that is the equilibrium. Any changes he wants to go to down or up and go to IC3? No. Why? Wherever he go, they gives more less satisfaction. That's why they are not interested to change the at point D. Okay, what is the aim of the consumer? He wants to get the maximum satisfaction of the consumer. He wants to get the maximum satisfaction. When he goes to down, less satisfaction. When he goes to the up, it is also less satisfaction. I see one is there. So, at point D, he will be the equilibrium. And what is the equilibrium conditions? Equilibrium conditions means equilibrium conditions or required conditions are where IC curve tangent to budget line. First condition. First we have to fulfill IC curve tangent the budget line. First. And the second one is MRS, marginal rate of substitution, X for Y. Suppose if you know knowledge about the MRS, the previous videos are there. Once again, check up and watch the videos. Easily we can learn what is the MRS, marginal rate of substitution. X for Y is equal to Px by Py. So the two conditions we have to fulfill. Already first condition fulfilled. What? IC curve tangent the budget line at point D. Clear. And the MRS X for Y. The MRS X for Y. So the Y is decreases and the X is increases, and whatever the Px by, what is Px good by Py good. So two conditions are fulfilled. So we can say the consumer will be a equilibrium. Okay, so this is the conditions of equilibrium. And one more thing is, if you want to realize this consumer's equilibrium, we need to the two more assumptions to be made. So what are the assumptions are there? Here, assumptions. These are compulsory. If not the assumptions, the law will not be applied. One is the price of X and Y goods are constant. The price of X and Y goods are constant. If there is no constant, the law will not be applied. For example, 100 goods are there. అతని దగ్గర 100 రూపీస్ ఉన్నాయండి. ఒకవేళ 200 ఉంటే సార్ అని అంటే మనం ఆన్సర్ ఇది కరెక్ట్ కాదు. 200 వస్తే ఇక్కడికి వెళ్తాడు, దీని మీదకి వెళ్తాడు. ఇది ఎక్కువ సాటిస్ఫాక్షన్ ఇస్తుంది. కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ ఏమన్నా మనం price of X and Y goods are constant. Second, consumer is a rational. He wants to get the maximum satisfaction. ఇక్కడ తక్కువ వస్తుంది తీసుకోడు, ఇక్కడ తక్కువ వస్తుంది తీసుకోడు, ఎక్కువ ఉంటే తీసుకుంటాడు. Consumer is a rational. He wants to get the maximum satisfaction derived from the goods and services. Okay, then habits of the consumer, preferences of the consumer are remaining the constant. Then the income of the consumer constant. Okay, the consumer's equilibrium apply in the perfect competition market. Okay, so these are the assumptions. With these assumptions, we can analyze the consumer's equilibrium. So this is most important question. So number of times this question has come in the examination. So it is a 10 marks answer. Okay, so this is the way of the presentation of consumer's equilibrium. ఓకే స్టూడెంట్స్, మీకు ఈ వీడియో నచ్చితే లైక్ చేయండి, తర్వాత మీ ఫ్రెండ్స్ ఉంటే వాళ్ళకు కూడా షేర్ చేయండి. కొత్తగా ఛానల్ చూస్తున్నట్లయితే సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేయండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్.